Hi everybody, my name is Kateryn Raymundo and I live in San Francisco, California. I am a marketing analyst and I um, work at Salesforce, which is a tech company. If my friends and family could describe me in three words, I think they would say that I am resilient, open minded, and a little bit of a perfectionist. Today, I want to share with you guys a little bit about my story and my career and how I got there. As a marketing analyst, my day to day life would, before March 2020, would look a little bit like this. I go to the office at 9 in the morning, get some coffee, go back to my desk, open up my emails, and then join a team meeting where I discuss what the priorities are for the day or maybe new projects. Then I go back to my desk and work some more. I have meetings scheduled throughout the day, so every day is different. One day I might have more meetings than the other one, but I meet with a lot of people to work on the project, so it's a shared collaborative environment. And I also do training, so I hold trainings for new campaign managers who want to learn how to create campaigns in our system. I also support campaign managers with any troubleshooting questions or issues that they may have while they're setting up their campaigns. And campaigns are very important for the organization because they track whether a campaign is performing or not. So, for example, if Salesforce is hosting an event, they need to know whether this event made money for the company. And they also need to know if event A, B, C, and D made money for the company. And as you can imagine, there's like hundreds of thousands of marketing campaigns being created throughout the year, and we need to be able to track that through our system, which is Salesforce. You can think of marketing campaigns as being many different things. So there's event campaigns, there are campaigns that are digital advertisement, there's email campaigns, so there's different forms of campaigns. It's not only one thing, it's all the ways that a company reaches out to you. And it can even be on Instagram or social media campaigns. Have you ever noticed that when you're looking at something online and you're probably looking at a pair of shoes, and then afterwards you're scrolling through Instagram and you happen to see that same pair of shoes that you were looking for previously on your Instagram account? So that is a social media campaign. So what I do is I help make sure that everything that is being marketed is able to be tracked back into our system so that we can see how much money we're generating from every single campaign. And there's a lot of issues that come with that, so I'm there to answer issues or questions about campaign setup. I also look at data, and I look at information regarding marketing activities, and I come up with solutions, way to solve things or change things, etc. So I'm very familiar with Excel and building and creating reports to visualize that data and tell a story through the information that I collect or that I see day to day. The next question says, what educational path did you need to take for this career? So for this career, I studied marketing, so I had a good understanding of what the marketing organization, the marketing business world is like. And then I also did many internships throughout college that helped me kind of understand how the business worked and helped me learn how to use Excel, how to use PowerPoint, how to communicate with people. So I think that internships and my major give me a lot of experience and the skills and the knowledge that I needed to become a marketing analyst. And I networked with people, and that's how I got to where I am right now, because I was able to build connections with people and then build the skills that I needed to become an analyst. The next question says, how was your job changed or pivoted for this current economic environment? Before March 2020, I went to the office, and now I work at home. So that's one way that my job changed, and I'm having to do more video calls now than before, before everything was in person. So I think those are the major impacts, or changes. But in terms of like my job, I was able to keep my job. I still do the same thing. It has been a little bit more crazy at work because the whole marketing organization at Salesforce had to change their marketing strategy. So they had to create new content, for the current economic environment. So our campaigns had the messaging behind our campaigns changed. Before we were, selling certain things, but now we had to focus on what do people need now, and how can we help them, Salesforce as a company and their products, how can we help them navigate their way through this pandemic. So a lot of the messaging and content changed for Salesforce. And then also one of our biggest things for Salesforce, like a big source of income, is events, physical events. We hold a large event every year called Dreamforce, and this year it might not happen. So all of our events are virtual now. And that changed, but the actual things that I do like day to day haven't really changed much. I'm still supporting people. I'm still working 9 to 5, with the exception that now, I get to take longer breaks and focus on my family and my well-being. So my work routine slightly changed, but not very drastically. Let's go to the next question. It says, what skills do you believe today's teenagers need that are essential for the future employment? I think that a really valuable skill that gets overlooked at is interpersonal skills. And I think that we teenagers need to practice how to communicate with people, how to hold conversations with somebody, how to express your ideas. Now with technology, I feel like we're always on our phones and we're always on social media and we're always texting each other and never really conversating in person. And I think that having the ability to talk to somebody is super important, and being able to communicate our ideas is also a skill that gets overlooked many of the times. Things like reading and vocabulary, I think those are very, very important skills to have. So working on the interpersonal skills is very valuable for the workforce in the future, because a lot of the jobs might be automated and done by machines now. And so we got to start thinking about how do we use our brain to solve bigger issues, and how do we let the machines do the day-to-day and repetitive tasks. So I think developing strategic thinking is going to be really important for the future. And then also technology is also going to be important for the future. So I think those are really good areas to work on. The next question says, who's your favorite person to follow on social media and why? I have a lot of people that I follow on social media that I love, but one person that I want to share with you, her name is Dr. Caroline Leaf. She is a neuroscientist, and she studies the brain. So that's what a neuroscientist is, the study of the brain. And she studies the brain and promotes, mental health and tips and tricks on how to use our brain to help us emotionally, spiritually, physically, how to master our brain so that we can learn better and just feel better. So I think that being able to understand how your brain works is super helpful when you're trying to overcome challenges in life. For example, back when I was in college, it was my last year of college, and I was super stressed out with homework and just personal life that it was very hard for me to learn. And I was spending so much time studying, and I wasn't succeeding. So I wasn't getting the results I needed, and I started reading one of her books. It's called Think, Learn, Succeed, and I was able to learn about the brain and about what blocks our brain from learning. So I think it was very practical advice and information that I got from just like following her and learning about how the brain works. That helped my everyday life. It helped me professionally, emotionally, mentally. So I really recommend, checking her out. I hope that you learned something from this video, and please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.